Okay, so our radio button is working quite well now, and we can get the color selected. Now we're going to try and something quite ambitious and see if the DOM can help us with that. What I want to try and to do now is, based on the color I select here, I want to change the background of the greeting color. So if I click orange, the background color should be orange. Blue, it should be blue. If green, the background color should be green. So the way that I want to do that is if I look in here in style.css, we want to click, I want to use these class names that I've configured, and I want to add that to the DOM. So in this case, if I make the background color blue, like that, the message will be blue. If we make it orange, it will be orange. So, but we want to make that dynamically based on the value from the radio button. So luckily for us, you can do something like that in the DOM. So on elements, there is an object called classList, which we can manipulate. So if I can do something like this. I can say the message dot classList, and I can see which classes the message element has on the screen. So if I click on the button now, I'll see the message has one element on there, which is called the message. But not only that, I can also add a new entry into this list. So I can go to class list dot add, and then what we can do is I actually want to get the color that I selected. So in this case, I want to add the color dot value. So that's a value that's been selected in the radio button. I want to add that as a class to the current element, which is the current color. So let's have a look here what's happening. So if I refresh my page now and I click on orange and I click on the button, you'll see the message. Let's see, something's not right. Didn't I save? I did save the current color dot value. Let's see, I didn't select anything, that's why it didn't happen. So if I click on that, the message, still nothing. Still nothing. So let's have a look and see if I get any errors. Oh, come on, man. Control Shift I. There's no error there. So let's just see why that is not working. The current color. Okay, I'm adding to the wrong class list. I need to add to the message. So I need to add this to the message. So I need to say here the message. Class list, add me the current color. So let's try that again. So if I click on orange, the message orange, and then if all goes well, you see it should be orange. Click on blue, blue, it becomes blue. Click on green, orange, blue, green, they're all there now. Okay, so now it stopped working. So if I click on orange again, does it work? Okay, see now what happened here is we added all these elements to the class list, and now they stopped changing color. So what's seemingly happening here is we need to make sure that we remove all the possible colors from the class list before we add the right color again. So what I want to do up here is I want to make sure the message dot class list, I want to make sure that I remove blue. So I want to remove blue, blue, green, and orange in this event, so that down here it will actually add a new color every time, and that we don't have this scenario where we have all these colors buffering up, and then at some point, once all the colors has been added, the whole thing stopped working. If I refresh now, let's see, we start with orange. See, so now it's the message in orange. That's working fine. I have the message and blue. And then I also have the message and green. So what we need to do now, you can see that's working nicely. I'm going to remove this alert statement now. We don't really need that. So if I do Control R, so initially if I press this, kind of nothing happens. If I do orange, in orange, if I click blue, it's in blue. If I click on green, it's green. So if I can see if my greeting still works fine. So that's still working fine. I can still select the date. That's working fine. Blue is working. So now using classList, you see I can dynamically add and remove elements like to my CSS. So I can add and remove classes, and that way I can actually create some effects in my code based on CSS. So that way the DOM don't only assist me for elements, but they also help me to work with my CSS classes using the classList object that is exposed on elements. So that is a very useful trick and thing that you can use to style your pages dynamically based on behavior and events in a web page.